Greetings all, my name is Beck, and welcome to an open source ecology tutorial on the basics of video editing using Kdenlive. This video will cover Kdenlive's interface, basic setup, and basic fundamentals of video editing. Let's go. The download can be found at kdenlive.org. Additional technical support can be found on their forums and their Freenode IRC Kdenlive chat room. To be consistent with creating tutorials for open source ecologies, build, and instructional videos in Kdenlive, use HD 1080p at 30 frames a second profile. You can set this under the Projects menu and then Project Settings. Depending on your screen resolution, Kdenlive can default to different layouts when maximized. This is easy to customize by grabbing the small dotted tabs between each panel and dragging them to resize them. Panels can either be closed with the X in their respective panel header or nested inside one another by clicking on the panel header and dragging it to another panel. To open other panels, select the ones you need from the View menu. Even though you can adjust all of these panels, the three most important panels to have open are your project bin, your clip monitor, and your project monitor, and your timeline. It's good to be able to see at least 2 tracks on your timeline depending on your screen resolution, your screen size, so adjust it to best fit your needs. Kdenlive supports a large range of video and audio formats to use in the editing process. These files include MP4, MOV, AVI, and FLV formats for video, and WAV, MP3, and OGG formats for audio. Image files can be PNG, JPEG, and SVG. To import your media, simply right-click on the blank area of the Project Bin panel. You can also click on the Add Clip icon at the top of the Project Bin panel. Make sure the audio in the video is something you've created yourself or that you have permission to share, edit, and redistribute. Try using open source, public domain, or Creative Commons files with proper attributions to avoid any copyright legalities. Once you've imported your media, you can select your clip in the project bin, and using the play controls on your clip monitor, you can view your media. When you find a spot of the clip you want to include in your video, drag your playhead to where you want the clip to start and press the I key on your keyboard. This sets an input marker, or you can click the Set Zone In button. Next, drag your playhead to where you want the clip to stop and press the O key on your keyboard to set the output marker, or click on the Set Zone Out button. Now that you have a selection of your clip isolated, you can click anywhere on the media itself and drag it to the timeline, placing it anywhere you want. Continue this process for all the clips you need. The Clip Monitor tab is for viewing your clips in the project bin. When you click on the timeline, Kdenlive will automatically switch to your Project Monitor tab. The Project Monitor is for viewing the composition of all your clips you've just placed on the timeline. You can further edit and tweak these clips on the timeline with the Selection tool, keyboard shortcut S, the Cut or Razor tool, keyboard shortcut X, and the Multitrack Selection tool, known as the Spacer tool, with keyboard shortcut M. You can roll clips up or out, which is changing their in and out points, by using your selection tool and clicking at either end of the clip. You'll see a double-headed arrow which will allow you to drag in or out depending on how many frames are left in the original clip itself. To make a cut, drag the timeline playhead to where you want the cut to happen. Press the X key on the keyboard to select the Razor tool and click where your playhead crosses the clip. Now you have cut one clip into 2 clips. Press the S key on your keyboard to switch back to the selection tool and drag the new clip to another location on your timeline, or press your Delete key on your keyboard to remove it. Video and images can be layered on top of one another by stacking them on video track 2 or 3. The topmost track will cover the bottom tracks. When you drag clips around the timeline with the Selection tool or the Multitrack Spacer tool, you'll feel them snap to the end or the beginning of other clips. This is to help create a seamless flow between one clip and the next. Video editing can be quite taxing on any computer system. Make sure that you save often, because system crashes and freezes can occur at random. From the File menu, use the Save menu item to give your working Kdenlive file format a name and a location on your computer. When you're happy with your edit and you've saved your project one last time, you can now render out your timeline by clicking on the Render button at the top toolbar. First, select the output location and give the video file a name for the final render. Select either WebM or MP4 for the format option and drag the quality slider all the way to the right to set the highest quality possible. Make sure full project is selected and then click your Render to File button. Depending on your computer's specs, the video rendering process might take a few minutes to a few hours to render. Kdenlive will try to give you an idea of how long it might take, but the time can fluctuate. Once Kdenlive has finished rendering, you can browse to where you exported the video and watch it and then upload it to YouTube or another video streaming site. Thanks for watching.